Hey, what's up, what's up? Gracious, good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do. And you know why I do it. It is Wednesday morning. It's October 15th and it is 2:53 in the AM. And this is part 2 of my video about privilege. I'm talking about how people aren't verbal about Charlie Kirk. And if they are, they're talking about what a wonderful Christian man he was. And I'm challenging that spirit, that conversation, to discuss the fact that Charlie Kirk was Christian in the same, vein as Klansmen. A gathering of for folks who are familiar with colloquial English, mid is mediocre. So, mediocrity reigns supreme, but you want to be seen as a capitalist, and you have this image to be of either political stature or financial stature, but you do so by standing on the backs of others, pretending to be tall. Now, you've heard me say that phrase. And this is the case with Mr. Kirk and all the folks who support Mr. Kirk and his ideologies. Let's be real. But we're wrapping it in a few scriptures that we cherry pick, which we've done consistently. And we've relegated people of color to specific areas. Now, when I say people of color, I mean all non-WASP folks. But when I say people of color, people imagine black and brown people. People became white based on the need for votes and, other capitalistic endeavors. You need to know that. And the closer that you were to Europe in your ancestry, then you could claim the concept of whiteness. Hear me good? And I'm going to give you an example in political maneuvering, in using the example of J.D. Vance's wife. Now, I hate to bring sister into the conversation, but she's darker than I am. But she somehow gets a very polite pass. And I say a pass, a polite pass, because we all know the black and brown people that you've relegated as other, that you've marginalized. We all know that acceptance is empty. Just listen to the words. Anybody that has any kind of pigmentation is considered low class and uneducated. And those words are freely spoken and rarely corrected. Now, here's what you don't know, that you don't get, what you don't seem to understand, what you refuse to accept, is that the people that have those labels are usually the people that are highly educated. And the reason that they're highly educated is because we have what's called the talk. You know, the talk from day one, the lessons from the people who have paved the way, and what I like to call or refer to as ancestors. You know, we have the words auntie and uncle, those folks. And the talk consists of this. And the talk can't be broken. You know, our ancestors were smart enough to know, since we were uneducated, we were smart enough to know that education can't be taken. And we've made it a point to stress education in order to figure you out. See, we came into this playing chess, not checkers. You know, and we're indoctrinated and reinforced with the message, you've got to be better. You've got to be smarter. You've got to be stronger. See, the talk has changed, and we have different levels of talk. But what I just said is the bottom line, is the core of why you won't break us. We've been here before. We know the dance. And we're always several moves ahead. We know the impact of capitalism on your set of rules. And I want you to look at historical context. Every time people of color, every time people of color have surpassed the majority in capitalistic gains, that white Christian nationalism rose up to tear things up. And the prime example is Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. That part. Texas, Oklahoma, Florida are notorious and we know this. And I say this with a slight smile because I am proud of how we continue to rise. You want to quote King, you want to quote Angelou, you want to quote Baldwin sometimes. Quote Maya, still I rise. This fire can't be quenched. There's a proverb that says, you tried to bury me, but what you didn't know was I was a seed. And I'm paraphrasing, but that needs to really be looked at in hopes of embracing the fact that we can't be broken. And for every African American or every person of color, black and brown, that heard and received this message, lived a legacy. You know, when people go low, you go high. I needed to put that out there today after hearing the cheers and seeing the rally of that video about Mr. Charlie.